Hello, my friends. Janet Nambi here, your burnout coach. Now, this live has surprised me as well. It wasn't planned, but I figured why plan for it? Let me come on here and talk about what we do when we say, I am going to wait for A to happen in order for me to make B happen. So, this is something that I find a lot in my clients, of course. For example, yesterday I was coaching one of my clients and she was talking about how she wants to first get her permanent home before she can do all these other activities that she wants to do, community activities and all that good stuff. You know, of course, as a burnout coach, a lot of what my clients come to me for is finding meaning and fulfillment and being able to create that positivity within their lives and to continue doing what they love to do and or love again what they used to love to do. So if you are one of those people who waits for A to happen in order for B to happen, I have some news for you. Listen very carefully, and I hope this is going to be beneficial. So here's what happens. Well, we are coming to the end of 2022, right? And I've heard a couple of people saying, in 2023, I am going to do A. In 2023, I am going to do this. I want you to ask yourself the question that, why haven't I committed to doing it in 2022? Right? And maybe you had made a prior commitment in 2022 to do whatever it is you want to do, but you were not able to get around it. The reasons that you were not able to get around it may sound so simple, that I wasn't able to get this, or I wasn't able to get that, or I wasn't able to get this job, I wasn't able to get this contract. But the question is, why were you not able to get whatever it is you wanted to get in order for you to take action in the direction you want to take action? So, if you are one of those people waiting for A to happen in order for B to happen, right? For example, I'll have to first buy a house in order to beautify my home. I cannot get the furniture that I want right now because it's not suitable for my home. I remember one time I bought something in my house, and before I moved to my what I call my permanent home right now, when was still renting, I bought this really beautiful lamp. It was huge and fantastic. And somebody said to me, it doesn't fit the home. In other words, it was too beautiful for the place. And I thought, well, I want to look at beauty, whether it fits or not. It was beautiful. The lamp itself was beautiful. So sometimes we do that I'm going to wait to get a car to be able to, I don't know, maybe start going to the gym, or I'm going to wait to find a gym that is comfortable in order for me to start getting to the gym, or I'm going to wait to buy a house, like I said, in order for me to be able to have good, beautiful gardens. So one of the things that you'll notice when you do that, when you're waiting for A to happen in order for B to happen, is you are actually putting your life on hold. What you're saying is, I cannot create what I want right now. I cannot have the life I want right now, or this thing that I want right now, because A hasn't happened. Now, who's going to make A happen, right? Assuming you're waiting to get a job or get that pay rise in order for you to think about or consider getting a coach, right? Who's going to make that pay rise happen? And second question you want to ask yourself is, what if A doesn't happen? What if you don't achieve your goal of buying that house in 2022? What if you don't get that pay rise? What if you don't get that job or that promotion? What if you don't get the husband? I'm going to wait to get married before I can start taking trips or enjoying, before I can start going on vacation. So, what if A doesn't happen? Then what? Right. So those are the two questions you need to ask yourself. Why is it that I couldn't commit to do what I wanted to do in 2022? And what if what I want to do doesn't happen in 2023? Then what? There's a high possibility that it's not going to happen in 2023 because you haven't made that commitment internally. And what I mean by making that commitment internally, it is going and looking inward and asking yourself, was there a possibility that I could have made this happen in 2022? Was there a possibility that I could have lost 5 kilos in 2022? Was there a possibility that I could have um, moved to the apartment that I want in 2022? Or was there a possibility that I could have scaled my business to get uh, bigger contracts? Is there a possibility that I could have applied for that promotion? Is there a possibility that I could have applied for more promotions, even, I mean, more other jobs in case I wasn't getting the one that I want? So ask yourself those questions internally. Hey, Patel, nice to see you. And when you ask those questions internally, you are going to dig deep and find the answers, the true reason as to why you did not achieve what you wanted in 2023. Because if you don't go internal, everything that you're creating on the outside, whatever reasons you're creating on the outside, those are excuses, my friend. They really are. And it's to human nature. It's to all, we all do it. We all want to find that reason why we are not starting to work out, why we are not dieting, why we are not buying that precious thing that we want, because we are waiting. We are waiting. I'm waiting to get this. I'm looking for someone to give me a good meal plan. I'm looking for the right gym. I'm looking for the weather to change. I am looking for the promotion. I'm looking for the increase. All of that stuff. So everything that we create, everything that we say to ourselves that has stopped us from getting what we want, usually it's made up in the mind because um, we think we want to be safe, we want to play it safe, we want to plan, we want to be able to have these our whatever we want to do, we want to have it planned out from A to Z before we can get it, or before we can start. And my friend, that plan should just be a guide. In fact, the plan should be as sketchy as possible, as skinny as possible, because it's going to give you the option to adjust it as you go along. It's not often that what we want to do goes exactly as planned. It can happen, but it also may not happen. So you want to give yourself the permission and flexibility to be able to say, you know what, let me create a sketchy plan of what I want to achieve. And it's going to include three 3 points, A, B, C, and very sketchy, no detail. You don't need to know the how. Start on A. When you start on A, you will get to know how to make B happen, whatever plan it is that you have. If you are trying to, or rather, if you find that you're putting yourself on hold, putting your life on hold with excuses, then what you want to do is make the decision, or rather ask yourself the question, what is it I'm sacrificing right now? What is it that I'm not allowing myself to enjoy right now? Are you giving up peace of mind? Are you giving up joy? Are you giving up freedom? Are you giving up something that will create that meaning in your life? I mean, for example, if you say, I'm going to wait to buy a house in order for me to have beautiful gardens, why do you want the beautiful gardens? Maybe looking at those beautiful gardens is going to give you some peace of mind, some sense of fulfillment or joy. And you're postponing that joy until you're able to buy a house. I when I lived in a rental, I used to have that mentality where I wasn't, and especially when you have young children, you're like, you know what, I'm going to let them grow a little, let them mess up the house. I mean, because they're going to mess up the house anyways. They might mess up the furniture, break something before I can bring the stuff that I want. And then I realized, wait a minute, when are they going to grow up, right? Because even when they're 10, 11, 12, they're still messing up stuff. They're still messy. You're still chasing them around. You're still asking them to clean up after themselves. So I decided that they need to live the life that I want to live right now. And as I do that with them, I am teaching them along the way as well to be able to live in the moment and create that joy and fulfillment of, whatever it is, happiness in the moment, and not wait for A to happen before B can happen. So that's what you want to ask yourself. What am I sacrificing right now by not making B happen because I'm waiting for A to happen? And why can't I make A happen today? Why do I have to wait 6 months for A to happen? All right, my friends, Do not put your life on hold. Live in the moment, because that's what creates meaning and fulfillment. Think about where it is in your life you want to take action, but you're postponing that action. And then ask yourself, what am I sacrificing? Whenever we postpone action of something, they are deeper fears than we are willing to recognize, deeper insecurities than we are willing to recognize. And those insecurities are then making us create reasons for not doing what we want to do. So if you're sitting there considering doing something, as you know, I would encourage you to just go ahead and start. Go ahead, and if you want to start losing, if you want to start walking, get out of the door, walk 2 minutes, come back in, and the next day walk 3 minutes and come back in. It's just that simple. If you think the environment that you're going to be doing the walking is not suitable, you don't want to do it around there, you can find that environment if you want to. I mean, if you really want to start walking, you can start walking. You can start walking to the store. You can start walking to work if you can. You can start walking anywhere, right? Otherwise, giving yourself that comfort that I want to wait for A to happen before B happens, you really are sitting on some fears, some self-doubt, and the questions that I've given you above are the questions that you want to ask yourself so you can tap into those fears and self-doubt, walk through them, be able to create the life that you want. All right, my folks, we have what, 3 4 more days, maybe 4 more days before 2023 comes to an end. I hope you do not choose to put your life on hold for the next 5 days. If you have been putting your life on hold for so long, it's about time you thought about the sacrifices that you're giving up. What are you giving up that you could be enjoying right now? All right. Have a great day, and I will speak to you again soon.